the days of exile, when hope was but a whisper, a king rose, and history turned its page.
In the shadow of broken walls, a new dawn rises. A foreign king watches, not as a conqueror, but as a liberator.
Among the exiles, prayers rise like smoke. Their hope has outlived their chains.
Thus says Cyrus, King of Persia, "The Lord, the God of heaven, has appointed me to rebuild his house in Jerusalem. Let his people return."
A promise once whispered, now spoken aloud. A door to freedom opens.
May the God of heaven bless you, O King.
The path of return is carved not by swords, but by hands once sworn to conquer.
We will go home. The God of our fathers leads us.
And so they rose, not as captives, but as pilgrims. Waters parted only by will and promise.
Where prayers once rose, stones still weep.
From ruin to renewal, each stone a promise kept. Blessed is he who stirs the heart of kings and frees his people. A king's power ends where God's promise begins.
They bless not only stones, but the hearts that will return to them.
In the morning light, promise becomes history. The decree has been spoken. The journey home begins. Quiet breath of dawn, a message tore across the land. The decree of a king who had seen the dream of freedom.
Hope trembled in the hearts of those who waited too long in silence.
By order of Cyrus, King of Persia, the exiles shall return to their land, and the house of their God shall rise once more.
The words struck like thunder in the valley of the forgotten. Joy came not as a whisper, but as a river breaking through stone. After 70 winters, we go home. And so, memory became movement. They walked not toward a promise, but toward remembrance. Let them go. Let them carry my peace, as they once carried their pain. The king who conquered lands, now conquered his own heart.
Across endless dust, each step whispered, freedom has a sound.
Ezra! Don't fall behind!
Even in joy, fear traveled beside them. And faith became the food of their journey. Rivers do not ask who crosses healing. They only mirror what is carried within.
The king ordered us to watch over them, not as masters, but as brothers.
And so, power learned to bow before purpose.
Oh, Zion, will you remember our footsteps?
Every dream carried the weight of an ancient promise.
After 70 years, exile met horizon, and the earth itself seemed to breathe again.
And before rebuilding began, they stood in silence to hear the echo of what was lost and what was found again.
They returned not to a city, but to a memory carved in dust.
In that silence, grief met gratitude, and neither spoke above the other.
These stones remember today. Treat them as living hearts.
And thus began the rebuilding pressing, not of walls, but of faith.
One sound became many, a rhythm older than war, stronger than despair. Even joy labored Hinka, for the future must be born from willing hands.
Song rose like prayer, and prayer became sound.
You rebuild ruins, but do you rebuild power?
We rebuild what power forgot Nyent. Purpose.
Every creation calls forth its shadow.
If they strike again, all will fall. We cannot risk the lives of everyone here.
Then let it fall on truth.
Faith is not the absence of fear, but the will to rise beside it.
Even from far away, the king's heart would hear their courage. They build with hands, but I must build with mercy.
True kingship is not power, but peace in action. And from distant hearts came offerings, proof that goodness travels farther than greed.
What was once broken, now remembered its shape.
May this flame never fade hide, for it is not stone that endures, but spirit.
And heaven leaned closer.
They had carried sorrow long enough. Now even the earth seemed to rejoice. Let them rise forever, for in their freedom I am remembered. And so, the king and the people were bound not by rule, but by the light they restored. Peace had settled like dust, quiet, fragile, easily stirred by wind.
We rebuilt our city, but who rebuilds fairness?
Every kingdom begins to weigh its own chains.
Taxes are crippling us. We can't afford the temple dues.
Order must be maintained.
Freedom once given must be guarded, even from within.
Nature mirrored men remade, bright one day, furious the next.
Grant us the strength not only to build, but to keep what we have built.
And heaven, though silent, listened. Beyond the hills, word traveled once more, faith, not of peace, but of trials yet to come. The sky itself seemed to test their hands.
Faith held the line when strength began to fade.
Even when the stones fell, the people stood.
We rebuild not only walls again, but the courage within us.
From despair came a deeper rhythm sound. Unity forged in rain.
Their mercy rebuilt what the storm had taken.
If we fall, let it be facing the light.
And dawn answered their endurance. Hope shone not above them, Enyi, but within. When the world saw their faith, help came unasked. New wall rises strong, smoother, taller than before.
Each block was a memory turned to strength.
Work became worship. Let them rise forever, for in their freedom I am remembered.
And so, the king and the people were bound not by rule, but by the light they restored.
A sound carried over the hills, propelling.
the echo of endurance.
The promise had taken form, Gimbu. Faith now stood in stone. At last,
The work met its purpose.
not by might, nor by power indeed, but by spirit. They rejoiced not in victory, but in return.
Words that once set them free were now carved in eternity.
Their freedom was my peace.
The sound of tomorrow returned to the stones.
Light was no longer above them, Spout. It lived within.
Faith became a fire that time could not dim. The world moved toward light, drawn by the memory of hope.
And so the story was not ended,
But begun anew, Fab, for light once restored never dies. In their hands the stones rose. In their hearts the light endured. And across generations, the memory of return became a promise of hope.